Hello my dear friends, it's Yuri, and this is one more video about the best rounds golf statistics, best rounds golf performance. And you know that I'm making them for those rounds which were played with -8 and better on the best tournaments, and mostly on the PGA Tour tournaments, because the PGA Tour tournaments are given us the best statistics which is possible. Just imagine, for the excellent performance analysis. So the Northern Trust, the last year I have made a video about some videos about the Dustin Johnson performance on the Northern Trust in his first day, when he have shown result -11, and it was -11 after 11 holes. And this connection, it was the day when he have started an excellent, that excellent performance for all the end of the season, and it was very symbolical, and in many cases it was like something like the indication that he was in the excellent golf form, and in this connection, it was a reason to expect something extraordinary from him, because during the 4 days on the Northern Trust last season, he have played with the total score -30, and was one of the best results in the golf in the PGA Tour history. So it was reasonable to expect that maybe this year his strategy will also to have an excellent performance in the end of the season. But actually we couldn't receive such results from him yesterday, but thanks to God we have some excellent results which are not so maybe amazing, but they are also perfect. And Justin Thomas have made -8 yesterday, so the 63 shots, and he have finished together with John Rahm. And actually, currently I am making the video about Justin Thomas, because you see that the videos about the analysis of the golf performance are becoming too long if I will analyze both of them. So to be not so long, I just want to show you the spreadsheet that I have made in the Google spreadsheets. Highly interesting and highly, that useful application from the Google. And here we can see the all figures of his last round, which we are talking about, and we can see that in day one, I will just try to make it more, it's much more useful. So in day one, Northern Trust 2021, Justin Thomas have played par 3 holes with -2, so he have made 2 birdies and 2 pars. Par 4 he have made with -5. He have made 6 birdies and 1 bogey, and all of other holes in the par. And on the par 5 he have played with -1. He have made 1 birdie and 2 pars. So his total scoring was 63 -8, and he have made 35 shots inside 100 yards. And I need to say that it's a little bit more than usual. It was 56%, and usually for such rounds which -8 and better, the golfers are playing 31, 32 shots inside 100 yards. But his driving distance were excellent, 323 yards. His driving accuracy were quite good for such a distance, 57%. So 4 holes from 14 he have played on the fairways after tee shots, and on the greens on regulation was 78%, 14 holes from 18. Scrambling, 3 holes from 4, where he was not on the green by regular stroke, he have finished with the 7 pars and better. No, actually he's 7 pars only, and on one of them only he have made a bogey, so it was not a bogey-free round. He have made 1 bogey during this day. So his greens and regulation multiple for scrambling, amazingly perfect, 58%. Sometimes we have this figure approximately 78%, but actually in the long run, those of golfers who have the average figures for all the season, which are close to 84%, 85%, is showing us that those golfers are achieving the best results in the PGA Tour, in the money list, and in FedEx Cups points. So it's amazingly important figure, in my opinion, for the description of the quality of total quality of the games of the golfers, because greens and regulations is talking us about the excellent performance in the full swing, and the scrambling is talking us about the excellent performance in the green, the game around the green and on the green also. So his putting were 26 putts. It was not chip ins or approach ins, so it was a very good quality round without, that maybe so much luck. So after that we can analyze the short using the short analyzer. I will stop on this also because this is actually interesting figures. You can see that I'm trying to analyze all 18 holes and the number of shots which were made on each of them, and the average distance for the holes which were played. You can see that the averaging here is the 2 putts of averaging. So the average for all shots, for example, on the all shots he have played one of shots. Yes, and the average distance for all of them was 1.9 yards. He have not played any hole in the eagle on the hole in one on the par 3, and in this connection it was not holes played with one shot, and in this case we have not the average for the holes played in one hole here, but for the 2 shots, for example, we have 2 holes which were played for 2 shots only, and the average distance for those holes were 163. But average distance for all shots which were played for holes which were which were played from this, that just a second, the average distance for all 18 holes for 2 shots is 64 yards. And the same situation for the holes which were played for 3 shots. The average distance for those holes which were played for 3 holes, the shots is 339, and the total number of such holes were 8. But the average distance for all holes, for all 18 holes, which from which he have played 3 shots, was 242 yards. For par 4 holes which were played with 4 shots, average for 5 holes which were played from this distance is 462 yards, and you see that for all holes which were played from for 4 shots and more is 385 yards. So we see that for holes which were played for 3 holes, for 5 shots, it's now 3 holes. This distance is the same because he have not the holes which were played for more than 5 holes, only 45. So maybe it's not so perfectly understandable. I'm sorry for my English, but I think that it's becoming more understandable now. And plus that, I'm also analyzing such figures which are highly important for me. Is the approach proximity. It's not about the short game. The short game is only about the 2 shots, 2 last shots on the hole. This is mostly about the total average approach in proximity. We can see that his approaching was excellent on one of the holes. It was we have approaching 0. Excuse me. It's here. We have approaching 0 figures. Here, this is because you see that it was par 5 holes which were played in the birdie, and by the second shot, so it's not regular but better than regular shot. Justin was on the green in 28 feet and 1 inch to the hole, and this connection, he was on the green by second shot. In this connection, I'm not measuring the approaching proximity, because approaching proximity is proximity for the regular shot only. So this is 0 here, and we can see that it was an excellent approaching proximity for him, but only one mistake was made by him on the 15th hole, I think. Let's see. Yes, on the 15th hole, and it was the approach which were made from the distance 195 yards, and it was too short and finished in 42 yards to the hole. So it was influencing seriously for his average proximity for all 18 holes, but without it, his average proximity were very close to 6 yards only. So it's amazingly excellent. I have made analysis of those such rounds which were played in 8 and better during the last year, and you see that it was many situations when the golfers are playing this way, but actually they have not such an excellent proximity of approaching. So just one mistake will influence very seriously for average figures. So and very highly important measurement for me is the first putt proximity, because you see that we can see the 3 holes, the 3 first holes. For example, when we have an excellent approaching proximity on the first 3 holes, and plus that we have the first putt proximity, excellent first putt proximity on the first 3 holes, we can expect that during this day the golfer will play perfectly in this tournament. So you see that when they are making the birdie, the first putt proximity is 0, because they are making the birdie from the first putt. When they are making approaching or chipping, we have also the first putt proximity 0, because they are not playing putts at all on this hole. It was the situation with, for example, with the Cameron Smith, when he have played the record 18 holes and 18 putts, and he have made 4 chip-ins in that day. So first putt proximity on those 4 holes were 0 also. And the same situation when the golfer is making that scrambling, and he have made just 1 putt. It was a situation on the 2nd hole for Justin Thomas, when he was not by regular stroke on the green, by the 2nd stroke on the green, but he have made just 1 putt. He have made the scrambling from 69 feet and 10 inches, and 1 putt from 6 feet and 90 inches. In this connection, proximity of his first putt were 0 also. On the 3rd hole, it was the situation when he have made a green in regulation by 2nd shot. He was on the green, and he's approaching. Oh, actually, it's not. It's mistake here. Okay. So his first putt, his approaching proximity were 23 feet and 7 inches, and his he have made the first putt and the ball have stayed in 17 inches to the hole, so his first putt proximity was 0.5 feet, 0.5 yards, excuse me. So this way we are calculating the same figures, the first putt proximity for all 18 holes, and again we are receiving the average number. This average number for all 18 holes were 0.3 yards, so it's approximately 12 inches or something like that, and it is showing us that his putting were excellent, and in many cases the results of his such excellent performance were as an approaching proximity such as first putt proximity. So I think that I hope that this information will be useful for you, because it is giving much more better understanding what we actually need to work on. Because you see that if you are training, when you are trading, we are seriously orientating for the results of the first putt proximity. You can use those figures for your putting training, for example. You can start to play from the same distances in the games on the green as the Justin Thomas have played, and you can calculate such as your first putt proximity as the number of the shots you will make from those distances, and it will give you much more better understanding of your performance, because you see that you will, and because if you have the small radius of the first putts, this is a good accuracy of the first putts, certainly you are increasing the probability of the just one putts on those holes, and that is the answer for the questions how excellent golfers are playing with -8 and better, and what is the measurement of their performance in such an excellent rounds, because we can see that the only 8 holes were played with the second putt, and the 10 holes were played just one putt. And this connection, the rising of accuracy, is increasing probability of the first putt. And you can also use the proximity of the approaching for your training, because we can try, and as I do it with my students, we are trying to play from the same distances for approaching exactly from which the professional players have played, and this way we are receiving the relative performance against them, and together with the putting statistics and the putting training, as I have talked about, the approaching training also given us the very excellent information about our playing qualities, and it's given us the better motivation for improving of the gaming of the, that the golf swing, or maybe we need to train more other components of the game. Actually, certainly it's relative with such a subject which as the flip impact and the luck impact. And certainly the flip impact is not giving us such an excellent accuracy, and usually the average proximity of the flops are 2 times higher than average proximity of the luck impact and approaching. And in this case, you know that if you have such a difference in the radius, you have the much more stronger difference in the square of the transition zone in which your balls are going. And this is an excellent, that motivation for my students to study luck impact and not prefer to have the flip impact. Certainly it's necessary a lot of time to do it, and this connection, all of students have such a time, and 84% of the all amateur golfers are playing with the flip impact. And if we can change the flip impact and playing with the flip impact in our golfing, we need to concentrate more on the green on the game around the green, exactly on the scrambling. because you see that when the Justin Thomas, for example, playing 78% of the greens in regulation, certainly it's understandable that scrambling is not so highly important for him, because he was need to play scrambling just on those 4 holes. But when we amateur golfers are playing just 25 or maybe 30% of the greens in regulation, and it's good figures. Exactly, it's good figures. So we are playing 4 greens from 4 to 6 greens in regulation. So we will need to play from 12 to 14 greens outside around the green. And in this case, the relative influence of the game around the green is highly important for us. Actually, not so many amateur golfers can play scrambling with even the 33%. So the 1 hole from 3. So odds are not so high. And my best rounds were shown in the situation when I have an excellent scrambling. I was not so good in greens and regulation, but I have an excellent scrambling. And we can see that excellent scrambling in influencing highly seriously for the total performance of the best golfers in the best rounds. And this connection, such an analysis has given not only information about the best golfers' performance, but also given us a lot of information about the performance training. And I am mostly working as the overall coach, and in this connection, we, together with our students, were receiving much more information when we are analyzing their performance, approximately the same way as I'm talking about currently for the professional golfers. So it's highly useful information, in my opinion. Not only the theoretical, not only the knowledges, but also your skills, your performance skills in the golfing. So in the end, let me to invite you one of the group which I'm administrating. It's a group in Facebook, and its group is calling Your Golf Swing Videos. We currently have 6.4 thousand members here, and mostly this is the videos about the from different peoples around all over the golf, and they are sending the swings, and they are asking for some kinds of advice and and in this connection, if you will visit the group and if you will be with us, I think that it will be very useful for you. If you will decide to do it, what I will ask you is to be very friendly and to give only such advices which will be useful for visitors, for members of the group, but not those of them which will be critical or negative ones. Because you know that my idea about this group was that we can find that some kind of the collective mind about the golfing skills. Because you see that sometimes the collective mind working is not less better than the mind of the expert in this industry. And this connection, certainly we are also welcome the highly strong professionals in the golf teaching to help our friends, but sometimes that advices from the other guys who have decided this problem for themselves, and drills and tips to do it are also useful. So in this connection, I would just ask you to be friendly on those group if you will decide to be a member of this. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that this information will be highly useful for you, the same way as it is becoming highly useful for my students. And I have seen that even the newcomers, when they are thinking this way, and when they are receiving many reasons to, why they need to study the lag impact, for example, why they need to spend a lot of time to study the lag impact, to have an excellent approaching, and why they need to spend a lot of time for the short putting and for the putting at all. They are better understanding what they need to do, and they have an excellent performance, and they are improving their results very quickly. They just received the handicap, and in the shortest period of time they are becoming play Excellent. Thank you very much. I hope to see you on my channel. Please stay your comments to improve my content and to improve the videos about the golf performance and the golf statistics. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Have a good golf all over the golf, and I hope to see you on my channel again. Bye bye.